The locker room felt heavier than usual that night, thick with tension that everyone sensed but no one dared to name. Kobe Bryant sat at his locker, lacing his shoes with slow, deliberate precision, his expression unreadable. Outside, the arena was filling with fans. Over 18,000 people buzzing with anticipation, waiting to watch the Lakers play the most important game of their season so far. But inside that cramped hallway behind the court, a confrontation was brewing that no one expected. A confrontation that would end up silencing the entire arena and revealing a side of Kobe Bryant that even his teammates had never seen. It was February 12, 2006. The Lakers were clinging to a playoff spot, exhausted from a brutal stretch of games. Kobe had been carrying the team on his back for weeks, dropping 40, 50, even 81 points when the team needed a miracle. But that level of brilliance came with a cost. His legs were sore, his shoulders strained, his knees screaming every time he planted his foot. And Coach Reynolds, new, strict, and determined to establish order, had convinced himself that Kobe needed to sit the first quarter. No player is bigger than the system. He had barked at the coaching staff during the pregame meeting. Not even Kobe. The assistants exchanged nervous glances. They all respected the coach, but this was Kobe Bryant they were talking about. Kobe didn't sit. Kobe didn't rest. Kobe didn't watch the game from the bench while others tried to do his job. But Reynolds was adamant. He wanted to make a point, not just to Kobe, but to the entire roster. He believed the team relied too much on Kobe's heroics. He wanted them to learn to win without him. It sounded noble in theory. In practice, it was like telling sunlight to take the day off. Kobe finished tying his shoes and stood up just as Reynolds walked in. The room went silent. Reynolds cleared his throat, pretending confidence, but his eyes betrayed a flicker of uncertainty as Kobe turned toward him. "Bryant," the coach said, folding his arms. "I'm sitting you for the first quarter." The words hung in the air like a dropped weight. Kobe didn't blink. He didn't raise his voice. He simply stared at his coach with an intensity that made several teammates shift uncomfortably on the benches. "For what?" Kobe asked finally, his tone flat. Reynolds lifted his chin. "To send a message. The team needs to stop depending on you every possession. They need to grow, and you need rest." A few players glanced at Kobe, waiting for the explosion. But Kobe didn't explode. Instead, he took a step closer, then another, until he was standing so close the entire room felt the temperature rise. "Let me ask you something," Kobe said quietly. "Who are you sending that message to, the team? Or yourself?" Reynolds' jaw tightened. "I make the decisions here." Kobe nodded slowly, as if studying him. "You make the decisions. Sure, but you don't make the consequences." Reynolds stiffened, trying to hold his ground. "Your bench for the first quarter," he repeated. "That's final." Kobe didn't argue. He didn't push back. He simply walked to the bench, grabbed a towel, and draped it over his shoulders. But something in the room shifted. It wasn't anger. It wasn't defiance. It was something far more unsettling. Kobe was calm. Too calm. The buzzer sounded. The team took the court. And for the first time all season, Kobe Bryant sat at the end of the bench, stone-faced, legs bouncing slightly, watching his team struggle to score. The offense was stagnant, the passing sloppy. They missed open shots. They turned the ball over. The crowd grew restless, whispering, pointing at Kobe, wondering why he wasn't playing. Social media exploded. Fans booed. Commentators scrambled for explanations. Coach Reynolds pretended not to see any of it. With 4 minutes left in the first quarter, the Lakers were already down by 12. Kobe sat perfectly still, not warming up, not stretching, not even talking, just watching. Finally, the assistant coach leaned in toward Reynolds. "We need him." Reynolds didn't respond. The deficit grew. The frustration mounted. Players kept glancing at the bench, silently pleading. And then, something happened that no one expected. With 2 minutes left in the quarter, Reynolds turned toward Kobe and said, "You're in." Kobe didn't move. Reynolds repeated himself. "Bryant, you're in." Kobe slowly stood, pulled off his warm-up jacket, and walked toward the scorer's table. The crowd erupted, roaring his name. But Kobe didn't acknowledge them. He stepped onto the court with a dead calm that made even the opposing players uneasy. On the first possession, Kobe didn't shoot. He dribbled deliberately, eyes scanning the defense, waiting, calculating. Then he made a pass so sharp and so unexpected that his teammate nearly fumbled it before scoring, an easy layup. Next possession, Kobe still didn't shoot. He orchestrated. He dissected. He controlled the entire floor like a conductor shaping a symphony. The Lakers cut the deficit to 6 by the end of the quarter. Coach Reynolds exhaled in relief. But Kobe wasn't finished. In the second quarter, something changed. His movements grew sharper. His eyes more focused. The game slowed down for him in a way that made everyone else look like they were stuck in mud. He hit a fadeaway, then a three, then another. Then he stole the ball, sprinted down the court, and slammed it home with a fury that made the arena shake. The crowd exploded. The commentators lost their voices. But Kobe didn't celebrate. Not once. No fist pump. No smile. Nothing. At halftime, he walked past Reynolds without a word. In the third quarter, Kobe put on a masterclass. He moved like someone who had spent the entire first quarter building pressure inside himself. Pressure that was now erupting through every motion. He wasn't playing angry. He wasn't playing vindicatively. He was playing with purpose. Every drive was precise. Every shot was intentional. Every possession was a message. By the start of the fourth quarter, he had 38 points. The Lakers were up by 9. The arena was trembling from the noise. And yet, Kobe still hadn't said a single word to Coach Reynolds. Then came the moment no one expected. Midway through the fourth, Reynolds called timeout. The players huddled around him, everyone except Kobe. He stayed standing off to the side, wiping sweat from his forehead, breathing steadily. Reynolds hesitated, then finally said it. "Kobe," he murmured, barely audible. "I was wrong." Kobe looked at him calmly. "About what?" Reynolds swallowed hard. "About thinking the team needs less of you." The players stared, stunned, not daring to move. The arena fell into a strange hush. Kobe stepped closer, leaning in just enough so only Reynolds could hear him. What he whispered next would become a story retold for years. Not because it was loud, but because it was the exact opposite. It was the quiet truth of a man who lived and breathed the game on a level few could comprehend. Kobe's voice was barely above a whisper, but every syllable carried the weight of a lifetime spent in relentless pursuit of excellence. "It was never about needing less of me," he said softly. "It was about teaching them to become more." Reynolds froze. Kobe continued, his tone steady, almost compassionate. "You don't lift a team by stepping back. You lift a team by pulling them forward with you. You don't make them stronger by removing strength. You make them stronger by showing them how it's built." Reynolds felt his breath catch. It wasn't arrogance. It wasn't defiance. It was truth, delivered with a clarity that cut through every wall he had tried to build around himself. Kobe stepped into the huddle without waiting for permission. His teammates immediately straightened, leaning in, eyes locked on him. They didn't need a title to know who led them. Kobe didn't raise his voice. He didn't lecture. He simply pointed at each player, one by one, telling them exactly what they needed to do, not with orders, but with belief. "You attack the lane," he told one. "You crash the boards," he told another. "You trust your first step," he told the rookie. Then he finished with, "And no one here is afraid of the moment. Not while I'm standing next to you." When the timeout ended, the Lakers walked back onto the court with a different energy, sharper, tighter, alive. Kobe took the inbound pass, dribbled with a slow, predatory calm, and the entire defense shifted toward him, terrified of what he might do. But instead of shooting, he threw a no-look pass to the rookie cutting through the lane. The rookie caught it, stunned, and laid it in. The arena erupted. The cameras zoomed in on Kobe's face. Still calm, still focused. He jogged back on defense, pointing at the rookie, nodding once. "That's what you do. That's who you are now." Possession after possession, Kobe didn't just dominate the game. He elevated it. Every decision he made forced defenders into impossible choices. Every movement opened space for his teammates. It was like watching a master sculptor carving confidence into the hearts of the players around him. By the final 2 minutes, the Lakers led by 14. The game was effectively over. But something far more important was happening beneath the surface, something no scoreboard could measure. With a minute and a half remaining, Coach Reynolds signaled to substitute Kobe out of the game, wanting to give him an ovation from the crowd. But something unexpected happened. Kobe walked toward the bench, then suddenly turned back around and pointed, not at himself, but at the rookie. The rookie looked startled, glancing around as if unsure he understood. Kobe repeated the gesture, "You stay in." The crowd murmured in confusion. Reynolds hesitated. Kobe stepped closer to him and said something that would later be recounted by players, staff members, and even arena workers. If I leave the court, it won't change the score. But if he leaves, it'll change him. Reynolds nodded slowly and pulled back the substitution. Kobe remained standing at the sideline as the rookie dribbled up the court, exhaling shakily. Kobe shouted, "Play your game. Don't shrink from the moment. Own it." The rookie drove hard to the basket, absorbed contact, and finished through a foul. The whistle blew. The arena exploded. Kobe didn't even smile. He just hammered his chest twice and pointed at the rookie again. "That's what I've been trying to show you." When the final buzzer sounded, the crowd unleashed a wave of noise so loud it vibrated through the concrete. Kobe walked straight to the center of the floor, sweat dripping down his face, chest rising and falling with exhaustion. Reporters swarmed. Cameras crowded him. Microphones stretched toward him. A reporter shouted the question everyone wanted answered. "Kobe, what happened with Coach Reynolds tonight? Why did you start on the bench?" Kobe wiped his face with a towel and looked up with an expression none of them expected. Calm, reflective, almost gentle. "The game teaches all of us something every night," he said. "Tonight it taught me that leadership isn't about being out there every second. It's about making sure the people around you grow. If they don't grow, you're not leading, you're just performing." The arena fell into a strange hush. Even the reporters lowered their hands. Kobe wasn't talking about basketball anymore. He was talking about purpose, about responsibility, about the invisible weight carried by anyone who chooses to lead. In the locker room afterward, Reynolds approached Kobe, nervous, humbled, unsure of what to say. The entire team watched in silence. Reynolds opened his mouth, searching for a place to begin. "Kobe," he finally said, "I shouldn't have benched you. I thought I was doing the right thing, but I didn't understand what you were trying to do." Kobe shook his head. "You weren't wrong to try. You were wrong to think you had to do it alone." Reynolds looked confused. Kobe continued, "A leader isn't someone who controls everything. A leader is someone who helps others rise, without losing themselves in the process." Reynolds swallowed hard. "I thought your presence was holding the team back." Kobe let out a soft breath. "My presence isn't what holds people back. My shadow is. And my job is to teach them how to stand in it without disappearing." The room went still. Then the rookie, still wearing tape on his wrists, hands trembling slightly, overwhelmed by everything he had witnessed, stepped forward. "Why me?" he asked quietly. "Why did you leave me in at the end?" Kobe approached him with a level of sincerity that made every player take a step closer. "Because I saw something in you," Kobe said. "Doubt." The rookie blinked, startled. Kobe continued, "You think confidence is something you earn. It's not. Confidence is something someone gives you first. Then you learn to hold it yourself. Tonight was the first time you didn't run away from it." The rookie's eyes burned. Kobe clasped a hand on his shoulder. "I don't need you to be perfect," he said. "I need you to stop hiding from what you can become." Reynolds cleared his throat. "Kobe, what exactly did you whisper during the timeout?" The moment the whole arena went silent. Kobe paused. Everyone leaned in. His answer was almost too quiet to hear. "I told you," Kobe murmured, "that you can bench my minutes, but you can't bench who I am." "Oh, ChatGPT Ds." A hush fell over the room, the kind of silence that comes not from fear, but from realization. Reynolds felt his face flush, not with embarrassment, but with understanding. Kobe wasn't challenging his authority. He was revealing the truth that leadership can't be reduced to a rotation chart or a whistle. It comes from presence, from conviction, from the weight a person carries simply by stepping into a room. Kobe had never needed permission to lead. He simply led. For a long moment, no one spoke. Then Kobe turned away, grabbing his duffel bag. But before he left the locker room, he stopped in the doorway, glanced over his shoulder, and said something that would echo in that space long after he was gone. "A team isn't built by controlling people," he said quietly. "It's built by believing in them." Then he walked out. The next morning, practice was scheduled for 10 a.m. But when Reynolds arrived at the facility at 8:30, hoping for a quiet moment to gather his thoughts after last night's chaos, he found the gym lights already on. The rhythmic sound of a bouncing basketball echoed through the hallway. When he stepped inside, he saw Kobe alone, drenched in sweat, running shooting drills at full speed, as if the entire fate of the season rested on this one early morning session. Reynolds stood by the door, watching. Kobe didn't stop. Didn't acknowledge him. Didn't need to. There was something in the way he moved that morning. A sharpened focus, a renewed fire, that told Reynolds everything he needed to know. He had tried to bench Kobe Bryant, but he had only managed to awaken something deeper. Minutes later, the rookie from the night before, still sore, still overwhelmed, walked into the gym. He saw Kobe working alone and froze for a moment, unsure if he should interrupt. Kobe glanced at him and spoke between breaths. "Get a ball." The rookie rushed to grab one. Kobe didn't slow down. "Start with footwork. No shots until your feet are right. Bad habits build faster than good ones." The rookie mimicked Kobe's movements, stumbling at first, then finding a rhythm. Kobe corrected him without looking directly at him, simply shouting adjustments in real time. "Your pivot's too wide. Don't lift your shoulders before your knees. Stop thinking. Start feeling where your balance drops." Reynolds watched, amazed. Kobe wasn't coaching with ego. He wasn't asserting dominance. He was lifting the rookie the same way he had lifted the team last night, by expecting more of him than the rookie had ever expected of himself. After 20 minutes, Kobe finally paused to grab water. He walked over to the rookie, who was doubled over, gasping for breath. "You tired?" Kobe asked. The rookie nodded. "Good. Tired means you're using the right muscles. Pain means you're paying attention." The rookie laughed weakly. "Do you ever get tired?" Kobe smirked. "Being tired doesn't matter. Stopping does." Reynolds stepped forward. "Kobe," he said quietly. "About last night." Kobe took a long drink, then wiped his face with a towel. "You don't need to apologize," he said before Reynolds could continue. "You were trying to lead. There's nothing wrong with that." Reynolds hesitated. It didn't feel like leading. Kobe shook his head. "That's because leading isn't telling people what to do. It's showing them who they can be." He nodded toward the rookie. "And sometimes, the only way to show someone their ceiling is to stand beside them long enough for them to see it." Reynolds exhaled, the tension draining from his shoulders. "So what now?" Kobe rolled the ball between his hands. "Now," he said, raising an eyebrow. "Now you lead your way, and I'll lead mine. And somewhere in the middle, the team will find its backbone." Reynolds nodded slowly. "I can learn from that." Kobe smirked. "Good, because I'm not done teaching." The rookie watched the exchange, wide-eyed. Seeing Kobe and the coach speak not as adversaries, but as two men trying to shape something greater than themselves felt like witnessing the exact moment a team becomes more than a roster. Later that afternoon, during the team's full practice, something extraordinary happened. Kobe didn't dominate the scrimmage. He didn't take every shot. Instead, he orchestrated, moving the ball, directing traffic, pushing teammates into positions that exposed their strengths and weaknesses. At one point, after the rookie missed a defensive rotation, Kobe clapped loudly. Again. They reset. The rookie tried to fix it. Missed again. Again. He failed a third time. "Good," Kobe said. "You're getting closer." Failure is feedback. Listen to it. Players glanced at each other, realizing Kobe wasn't just playing. He was molding them. And Reynolds, instead of fighting that energy, stepped into it. "Kobe," he called out. "Run that rotation drill again, but slow it down." Kobe nodded. No ego. No resistance. Just cooperation, as if the clash from the night before had forged a new understanding between them. When practice ended, Reynolds approached Kobe and placed a hand on his arm. "You whispered something to me last night," he said, "about not being able to bench who you are. I've been thinking about that." Kobe met his eyes. "You were right," Reynolds said. "I can bench your minutes, but not your leadership." Kobe didn't smile. He simply nodded once, accepting the truth without needing to celebrate it. As the players cleared out, the rookie lingered behind. He approached Kobe slowly, clutching his practice jersey like a nervous kid. "Kobe, last night, after the game, when everyone was yelling questions, I heard someone in the stands say you were being selfish, that you were refusing to follow coaching, that you were trying to take over the team." Kobe tilted his head. "And what do you think?" The rookie swallowed. I think you were trying to teach us something." Kobe placed a hand on the rookie's shoulder, grounding, steady. "Leadership," Kobe said, "isn't about staying comfortable. It's about stepping into the fire first." The rookie nodded, feeling the truth sink deep. "And there's one more thing," Kobe added, leaning in slightly, his voice dropping to the same whisper he used during the timeout. The rookie braced himself. Kobe said, "Never let anyone bench the part of you that was born to lead." He squeezed the rookie's shoulder once, then walked away, leaving the gym filled not with noise, but with a charged, electric silence, the kind that exists only when a team realizes it has just witnessed something far bigger than basketball. And from that day forward, every player who stepped onto that court carried the echo of Kobe's whisper with them. Not even the arena could silence it.